August the 11th, 2026 to order. If you would, please close the back door so that noise won't be coming in. First of all, we have Ms. Shirley Harrington. Ms. Harrington is a minister of social witness, Cade Chapel Missionary Baptist Church in Ward 3. And following that, I'd like to ask my colleague, Councilman Foote, to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Let's please stand.
Good morning. On behalf of Cade Chapel Missionary Baptist Church and our pastor, Reverend Buckley, who is actually in Atlanta right now delivering a major address for one of our national organizations, I just want to say thank you for the opportunity to share. Let us pray. O God Almighty, we stand before you in total adoration. We thank you for the opportunity, God, just to say hallelujah to your name. We come before you in confession of our sins, and that we have not always done everything that we should, but we thank you for your forgiveness. We also come before you, Lord, in thanksgiving, a real heart of gratitude for men and women who have chosen to be elected to office to serve our city. We thank you daily, Lord, for their gifts, for the love of Jackson. We thank you for all of the officials of the city that serve for the protection and for the guidance of the services of all citizens of Jackson. And most important, we stand in supplication asking for your guidance, asking you to give us more understanding of what we can do to bring about the social changes, to bring our people together in more communication, to guide our young people so that crime is not the number one thing that our children are known for. And God, in this time when there's trouble all over the world, keep our minds stead on you, that all things are possible for those who believe in you and are willing to serve you and are to pray daily, asking for us to turn our faces away from the world's issues, but toward how we can serve each other better, how we can care for our city resources, how we can promote the goodness of our city rather than having people slander us. And God, now as this city council comes to order, and as you have ordained each of them to serve in every ward, as you have commissioned the attorney to be here listening to all of the things legally that need to be done, as you have provided the guidance of every department head to be steadfast, understanding, truthful, as you have provided citizens here who represent every cause, every issue that we need to resolve, we come before you claiming in the name of Jesus that when we leave this place, we will be better equipped, we will be more united, and we will be filled with understanding and love. It is in the name of Jesus that we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We certainly thank Reverend Harrington for for the invocation, and Councilman Foot for that pledge, leading us in the pledge. Colleagues, are there any introductions we'd like to make? Or
Mr.
comments?
President,
Go ahead.
I'd like to open and close this meeting in honor of Ms. Deja Imani Evans. She's the niece of Jackie Amos and the daughter of Jocelyn Amos. Thank you.
Yes. Anyone else? Okay. I see we have Councilwoman Brown Thomas on the visual up there, the screen. Okay, next we're going to go into public comments. During public comments, each citizens have 3 minutes, and we'll be giving a 30-second warning, as well as a stop sign from the clerk when the 3 minutes is up. So we ask that you conform to those guidelines. First up, we have Mr. Raymond Ross. Mr. Ross. Okay, he's not here. Okay, next we have Candace Abdul Tawab. Is that person here? Okay. Next we have Rashad Gray. Is that person here?
Good morning. My name is Rashad Gray. I'm a member of Jackson Federation of Teachers, Local 4402, and I'm here to speak in solidarity with the JTRAN workers that are on strike, right? We need to give it up for them. They all pulled up today. I love that. Love that. Go on, give it up. Go on, give it up. I'm standing here today because I understand that workers are the foundation of any society. All the things that we have is because of workers, laborers, 8-hour workdays, sick leave, all of that stuff, even though that's not guaranteed in the United States. All of that is because of workers, right? And I want to urge this council to stand on the side of its JTRAN workers. In fact, I would like for it to pull back some of the we'll say grease and oil that it has used to keep MV Transportation in operation during this strike, because in my opinion, that doesn't show any help for our laborers. Well, anytime a strike is happening, the job of, I would say, elected officials is to, speak to the needs of their workers. And in this case, pushing for MV Transportation to be able to do what it does without any real help for the workers doesn't help them. Second of all, I want to say what's happening with the data center fight, we have not stopped looking at it. We understand that a moratorium was passed. We understand that there's a draft ordinance in the works for a regulatory framework. But my thing is, I really want to push and urge this council to have more discussions with the citizens around these things. Have some meetings, some town halls, especially in places like World War II and Ward 1, to push against what I saw yesterday at Ashby Foot, having these meetings with the Rotary Club and other individuals about the so-called goods of AI. Why not bring some people who have a scientific background to give you the other side of it, right? If you say you speak for us, if you say you speak for your constituents, then have a meeting in your ward with your constituents. Or have a meeting with me or any of the other individuals who push back against this stuff, who have done the research, right? Who have read the UN reports and understand that this is a problem. Unless we're gonna say that the UN doesn't know what it's talking about. I don't see any of y'all on the UN panel for environmental justice or anything like that. So I would say that I think they know what they're talking about. So I just push the council, everybody on the council, to have the town halls, have the community meetings. And in those community meetings, allow for us to be able to tell y'all what we want to do. A community platform, a people's platform, right? Because that's what we elect y'all for, so that y'all can represent our interests. Thank you.
Okay, next we have Mr. Johnny Beeson. Mr. Johnny Beeson. Okay. Next we have Ms. Valerie Campbell. Valerie Campbell. Okay, it's on there. Okay. Okay. Sarah, Miss Valerie Campbell.
Yes.
Okay, please come up to the mic.
Good morning, everyone. We only want to take a few minutes
Yeah.
to
Come a
mention
little
a
closer.
situation happened. We have a
Please
wonderful-
come up to the mic,
Okay,
thank
we
you.
have a wonderful place in South Jackson that we provide services for seniors, low-income seniors. And we had an incident with one of our seniors trying to leave out and get on the bus. And I'd like Ms. Daniels to tell about it. She is the coordinator of this program.
Good morning. I'm Shania Daniels. Shania Daniels. I'm owner and founder of Kindred Moments Living. We are a independent living facility for low-income seniors. So one of my residents who is disabled boarded the JTran bus, came into our driveway and picked her up. Upon her return, the bus somehow backed into our fence. This is the first level, if you will, of security for the seniors who, are a vulnerable population. And popped the fence kind of like, it opens out and it popped it kind of in the inside. It's like a cast iron fence, which disabled the device, the security device. So everything is keyless entry from the fence all the way like into their bedrooms in the home. So now they're there without any security with the fence. The JTran driver admitted that she hit the fence, but she said there's no way she could have done the damage that popped the fence in, which I'm not sure why. So we just need for JTran to take responsibility and fix the fence for the seniors. I do have video coverage of it happening on my Ring Cam, as I do have cameras around the whole perimeter of the home. So police were called, things of that nature. It just kind of escalated, I believe, more than it should. I just don't, I appreciate everybody for being involved, but we just need them to be taken care of because this is supposed to be a safe place for them. So we need to make sure that remains. Thank you.
It's not a major issue, we just need it taken care of rather than passing on that we don't need to do it. So that's our concern.
Okay, perhaps we can get someone from the administration to delve into the details. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
And I want to say one thing. I hope that somebody takes care of these tires that are out there. We have a bunch of tires in our creek, and nobody seems to want to take care of them. And I don't know who will do that. We called the city. And I know it's all around the city that we have tires every place. But we put them outside. This is in Woodley area, and they're outside our house. There's like 15 of them that we pulled out of the creek, and nobody seems to want to pick them up. So,
Mr. President,
Yes, Ms. Councilman
thank you.
Stokes.
Dr. Campbell called me about the situation and told her it's coming. We were going to try to do it offline if we could have got her with Mr. Taverson. But the tide she's speaking of is, the creek is like a small river.
all
And-
through Woodley and Woodhaven area.
And the part she called me for, what's the name of the street?
Devonshire.
No.
No, Devonshire. That area is
Devonshire.
Devonshire.
And somebody told them to put the tires on the curb. They went in the creek, got some of the tires, put them on the curb. Nobody has picked them up as of yet. But it's tires all down that creek around there. And she was trying to get someone to sit or somebody. They said it hadn't been cleaned in some time. But as for the bus situation, they have it on tape. And that make a big difference versus one saying one thing, another one saying another thing. They have evidence because it's on tape. So I don't know if our legal department want to see it, or Pete, or the mayor, how they want to do it. But we'll follow the lead of anybody. He said follow them out there. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Okay, I think Mr. Martin, city attorney, is speaking with her. We have Johnny Beeson. Is he here? Johnny Beeson. Okay, we're going to go into the agenda items, public comment on agenda items. First, we have Justin Grudger. Mr. Justin Grudger. Okay. Mr. Scott Crawford. He is coming up.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning.
Morning.
My name is Scott Crawford. I am here as a JTRAN rider, and I just want to express how difficult this has been for riders, feeling caught in between the local ATU and the transit contractor during this labor dispute. You know, our drivers are heroes and heroines to us, and that includes everyone that keeps transit running here at the city, including MV and the city, staff that keep transit running. Our lives depend on transit. We've got people who depend on transit to get to dialysis. Their lives depend on reliable transportation each and every day. So this is intensely stressful for us. We want a resolution that's acceptable to both sides, an acceptable resolution that both the workers and the company can live with. If you decide today to terminate the contract now, prematurely, what is the backup plan? Because I have not heard of one, and I have talked with transit professionals at the city, and they've told me it would take 6 to 9 months to find a new contractor. 6 to 9 months. I have served on a committee, a selection committee, to select a transit provider. And my goodness, it's a lot of work, a lot of work. And it can't happen overnight. And any protracted shutdown would have devastating consequences on the very vulnerable people that ride JTRAN here in the capital of the state of Mississippi. And I know some of my transit rider friends are here in the room right now. I want you to raise your hand if you want to keep the contract as it is, at least temporarily for the next year. Okay, 1, 2, okay. Thank you, thank you. Look, please, foster a equitable solution for both sides, but don't make things worse.
Thank you, Dr. Crawford. Next, we have Gary Cole. Is there a Gary Cole? Gary Cole.
Good morning. President Hartley, City Council, Mayor, Deputy Mayor, thank you for allowing me the opportunity to speak this morning. I'm Chief Customer Officer for MV Transportation. I've spent an awful lot of time in Jackson over the last 9-10 months. It remains a privilege to serve the city of Jackson. I am happy to report that since the disruption started, that all elderly and disabled have been served. There are no individuals missing appointments or not being able to go to the hospital. Yes, we've had to do some innovative things to make that happen, but it is happening every single day. Also, the big buses have run every day since the strike started. We are hopeful that we had meetings yesterday. We are hopeful that we can get a resolution soon. We have agreed on wages, and now there's just some language, and we have agreed on our safety policies. Now it's just some other languages we've got to work through. I'm hopeful that our teammates, led by Mr. Torrance and the ATU International, that we can get resolution this week. I'm hopeful that that can happen. But the other side of it is, yes, there is a strike, but all services have remained in place. We flew in drivers from our other divisions all over the country. We use Uber here to help. And when we're going to use Uber, we contact the rider to let them know that their ride will be an Uber. So no citizens have suffered based on not being able to get their scheduled trip done. And we think that's been our number one mission going forward. So hopefully this all can be resolved soon. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Ollie Lester. Is there an Ollie Lester? And also, we have Lee Cole. And for the record, we do have Councilwoman Brown Thomas and Councilwoman Martina Clay on live size. Parkinson, can you help her get situated? Just if she needs any help.
Thank you. Good morning. My name is Ollie Lester. I am a resident of Ward 3. I serve as a member on the ADA Council to the city as well as the JTRAN Paratransit Committee. I'm here to speak on the ridership of the city of Jackson. I've been riding since 2012 when I moved back to Mississippi, so I've been riding a good while, going to everywhere, to church, to social activities, to work, to meetings, all kinds of things that I need to do here in the city of Jackson. I've been able to use the paratransit service to do so. So I've been through several contractors as well. Some we've had challenges with, but in the last several weeks or this last month, even though I don't support striking at all, I believe that we should be able to sit down at the table and talk about issues and iron out problems without any striking. But since we are at that place now, I have to say that services has been better than ever. MV has been providing on-time service. They have met the reliable transportation. They have provided us with reliable transportation. If you all remember that we had a consent decree that we wanted at least 90% performance. We have seen that in this last month. So we want to, even though we know that it is hurting those persons on strike, we want them working, but more than that, we want the city of Jackson to sit down at the table with the contractors and make sure that our needs are being met. I heard someone talk about the workers. Well, yes, without clients, you won't have any workers. So we need to make sure that our persons who are blind, mobility impaired, hearing impaired, intellectually impaired, our seniors and the like are served. We need our leaders to continue to build our city, not tear us down. Make sure that we have what we need so that others will see that Jackson is doing something. I was in Austin, Texas, and I have to share that while in Austin, Texas, I had the opportunity to use the paratransit services there. Excellent services. Persons came to the door looking for us. They assisted us on and off the bus, carried on pleasant conversations, made sure that we were comfortable. This is what MV provides.
Okay.
This is what MV.
Ms. Lester, I'm
Yes.
sorry, your 3 minutes are up.
I'm sorry.
No, that's fine.
But I will say that, as I sit down, is that if you all are going to stop the services, please send us your phone numbers so that we can have transportation to get where we need to go. Thank you.
Okay, next we have Lee Cole. Okay.
I'm going up to the, thank you. Good morning.
Morning.
I would like to first of all thank the council for allowing me to speak. I've spoken here before, and this time is kind of difficult because of the issues that stand before us. We have working relationships with both MV as well as a relationship with the drivers who are on strike. It troubles me to hear that we've heard that there are people that want to shut down the system. If you shut down the system, you're shutting down the people from going places, to dialysis, to work, to doctor's appointments, to the grocery store. I can't believe I heard that people want to shut down the system. One thing I want to share with you about MV, a couple things. One is that MV has brought in professional staff from around the country that knows transportation. Not think it, but know it. Know how it's ran, know what the problems are. Secondly, I want to say that there are disagreements between management and staff. There will always be disagreements. But one thing I want to share, and then I'll take my seat, is that you can disagree but agree to take care of the business of working. The performance has been great. Some of that has been on the part of the existing staff as well as the staff that's here right now. So I plead with the council to reconsider shutting down the system by closing out the contract with MV. That won't save no money. That won't save no problems. People still need to get from A to B. So we plead with you to do so. Just consider the fact that the constituents that ride the bus are people that vote for you. So there are people that's on dialysis and working people that need the services. So thank you so much, and take that under consideration. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, is Mr. Beasley here, Johnny Beasley? If not, let's move on to the consent agenda. Clerk?
All matters listed under the consent agenda are considered to be routine by the City Council and will be enacted by one motion in the form listed below. There will be no separate discussion of these items. If discussion is desired, that item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered separately.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and properly second. Are there any questions or comments, colleague? If not, all in favor? Opposed? Okay.
Opposed.
Okay, next we have claims. We're requesting that our CFO, Ms. Cardwell, go over the largest claims.
Order approving claims appearing at pages 4602 inclusive thereon on municipal docket of claims in the amount of $8,166,702.45 and make an appropriation for the payment thereof.
Jillian.
So moved.
Second. It's been moved and properly second. Are there any questions or comments? If not, all in
The
favor?
largest claim, sir.
I'm sorry, the largest claims first.
Jillian Caldwell, CFO. The four largest claims are as follows. Gillett Corporation, $1,145,594. Hybrid, for the purchase of the hybrid electric bus number 851, Fund 187 Transportation Fund. The second largest claim is the Gillett Corporation. The amount is $1,145,594 for the payment of the hybrid electric bus number 852 from Fund 187 Transportation Fund. The third largest claim is the Richards Disposal, Inc. of Jackson. The amount is $870,573 for the payment of the June 2026 residential waste collection from Fund 9 Landfill Sanitation Fund. The fourth largest claim is the MV Contract Transportation, Inc. The amount is $497,760.68 for the payment of the June 2026 fixed route monthly fee from Fund 187 Transportation Fund.
Okay, colleagues, you've heard the largest claims. Questions? Councilman Foote and then Councilman Clay.
Thank you, Mr. President. I appreciate it. I've got a question about these first two items from Gillig Corporation. They're both hybrid electric buses, and I'm somewhat amazed that the cost is $1,145,594. Is that for one bus?
Yes.
I had no idea the price of buses had gone up so much. I mean, I was thinking it was like $400,000 for a bus, which seemed like a lot of money to me. That's a staggering price. I know that the Federal Transportation Authority pays for, I believe, 80%, but still, that is a huge price for a bus.
Is there someone here from Transportation that help us out? Ms. Welch, I believe she's in there. Oh, there she is.
I guess my question would be, does this bus do something our other buses don't do?
Christine Welch, City of Jackson Transit Services. No, sir, that's the cost of, from 2020 till now. That bus would have purchased in 2020 would have been about $800,000. Over time, the escalation with parts and the cost of imports and things of that nature, that's the cost of it as of today, a 35-foot hybrid electric bus.
Okay, thank you. Wow.
Are there any other questions? Yes, I'm sorry, Ms. Clay.
Good morning. I asked for the amount of money that's coming out of general that's in this claims docket and in the consent docket. Can you tell us approximately?
The amount of claims being paid from the general fund is $1,458,263.14.
And the consent docket, how much is general?
I don't have that information. We can prepare that for you.
Okay, thank you.
Question.
Councilman Stokes.
Thank you. In terms of the buses and the price of the buses, how many electric buses do we currently have?
These are hybrid electric. We currently are running 4 that we purchased in 2020.
We have how many?
4,
4.
and we're purchasing a total of 6 more. They're replacement buses that we've already won competitive grants. That's an 80-20 match.
The question, follow up on what Councilman Foote asked, in terms of money, are the electric buses higher?
They're diesel and electric.
That's what I'm saying. Are they higher in terms of price?
When we bidded on these competitive grants, those were the vehicles that we were bidding on. At that time, prior administrations were moving away from all diesel vehicles to a cleaner air. I know the current administration is not so much enforcing that, but during the previous administrations in D.C., they were moving toward a cleaner air. So that's why we began purchasing the hybrid, diesel hybrid electric buses. The grants that were available at that time, that's what we were bidding on.
Okay. In terms of several years ago, as the ridership declined, we started getting smaller buses, and that's what we kind of have now. Are the smaller buses somewhat more reasonable, less expensive?
The smaller buses that you're referring to, that we do the door-to-door paratransit services, they are small, they are less costly, but they're averaging it out at close to about $200,000 once you fully outfit that vehicle, and even that's even buying it off a state contract. And the mileage on those buses and the wear and tear for the streets of Jackson is kind of rough.
Now, one time, Mr. President, we used to purchase some buses from other jurisdictions as the buses got a little older, but they were still in great shape, but we had mechanics that were pretty good. I think the concern is, are we pricing ourselves out of the market if the ridership is down and we're paying $1 million for a bus? It somewhere don't add up. If the ridership was up and you're paying $1 million for a bus in Jackson where the population is low, or if we talking about expanding bus services at night, Sundays, let's go on into other jurisdictions where people need to ride the bus. I had to take a lady who normally get off at McDonald's on Lakeland to go into Madison where the businesses are. Somewhere down the line, we got to find a better way to make our people have a one-way trip versus them taking an Uber once they get to the McDonald's to get to their job. But we paying $1 million for a bus. It don't add up. Thank you.
Any comments?
Peter Davidson, CAL. I think that's a great question, about 3 years too late. So all of these grants have been applied for in previous years, and we're now paying the bills that were committed to by the city previously. So we are committed to these large buses, and that's why Ms. Welch got them and has done the best she can with those. But I think the councilman is absolutely posing the questions that we as elected and appointed officials owe our public. How do we have a sustainable mass transit system in the city of Jackson for those people who need it, and make sure that people who want to work have good jobs that are paying them to operate that system? I don't think the answer is $1 million buses. Now, I'm not an expert in transit, but I agree with the councilman. We really need to re-examine how we're providing transit in this city and figure out not a legacy system, but a forward-thinking system that best serves our constituents. Thank you.
Yes. Ms. Welch,
Yes, sir.
how is the ridership? How are we doing? I mean, are we riding around the city with large buses and a few people on it? Do we need to make an adjustment there? Right size, it seemed to be the word of the
If you're
of the
looking
day.
at our system in terms of, you may see it in the midday, there may not be as many individuals. But if you look at our ridership from pull out in the morning and then starting at about 2:30 to 3 when all of the individuals that work at the medical facilities and then things of that nature are riding, then yes, we do have ridership. The ridership had fell off during 2020, but not too bad, but we have been regaining those
COVID.
riders back in the last 3 years because of having newer vehicles that are more reliable. As Councilman Stokes, we did stated, we did twice, we purchased used vehicles. But we also learned the cost of maintaining those vehicles that it reached useful end of life, and we got from another property where we didn't know how they were maintained, gets very costly as well.
Mr. President?
Yes.
Mr. President, I know it's a lot of good issues. I'm going to listen to what the CEO said, Ms. Davidson said. But we dodging the fact that the jobs are not in Jackson. Our people, the poor people who ride these buses, need a way to get into Madison County. Now they take it to hospitals from the medical mall, and they out there in Richland, which is Madison County. So we pussyfooting around about this and that, but we not addressing how we make this thing work for the truly needed. And that's what Kenny Stokes talking about.
All right. Thank you, Councilman Stokes.
Mr. Harley?
Yes, Councilman Foote.
I would like to propose amending the larger claims to remove these two hybrid electric buses from the claims so we can study other alternative solutions where you have more smaller buses that can address the needs of the city. And, you know, I can't support, I'm not going to support the claims with these two items in there. So I offer an amendment to take those two out.
Okay. Do I-
Can I
I'm
just-
sorry, CFO?
Yes, may I make a comment, please?
Yes.
Jillian Caldwell, CFO, I just wanted to be clear that these buses have already been received, and we're just making the payment on these buses. This is not a request to purchase. The purchase has been made by way of a purchase order a few years ago. And so now we are trying to liquidate that claim and make the payment to the vendor because we already have these buses.
Mr. President?
Yes,
Thank you.
Councilman Stokes.
Mr. President, I thank CEO, Mr. Tables, for his comments, because that's a statement he made. But Mr. Foote brought up an issue that some say should have been brought up some years ago. But for people who've been on this council for a period of time, they kept you in the dark. Nobody told you, you finna pay $1 million for a bus. Nobody. If that was so, we would have voted it down then or something, but you kept in the dark. Then you get some at the last minute you got to try to read and study. If that was so, these questions would have not been brought up. $1 million for a bus in a system where the people not riding the bus, they went to shorter buses to try to fill them up. That's what they told us, why they stopped going into the neighborhoods. They were riding the buses as long as they were going through the neighborhoods, they stopped it. So again, I support what the CEO said. It's too late now to turn the water off. But we need to make sure that people stop keeping this council in the dark, having us vote on things, then come back later and tell us, oh, you didn't know that? How are we going to know when we don't get the information? Thank you.
Yes. One final question. Do we have electrical charge stations or other infrastructures to support the hybrid?
These buses do not require charging stations. The batteries, would you see the larger buses with the batteries on top? The batteries are already on top because they're diesel and hybrid. They recharge.
Okay, all right. Councilman Foote, did you want to go forward with your motion?
Well, if there's no second, I guess it dies for lack of a second.
I second it.
Okay.
Okay. We have a motion and a second to amend claims to remove those items. Is there any discussion?
Well, I'll just say, I think these are all really, really important points. I'm going to vote against the amendment, not because I am voting on transportation policy, but just because of how claims work. We've already received the items, and so I think it's good financial stewardship. I think for us to not pay claims just makes vendors scared to work with the city. So I'll be voting against the amendment, not because I don't appreciate the points that were made, but just because of the nature of claims. But I appreciate them being offered.
Any other councilman?
I understand Councilman Parkinson's point there. I would follow up and say that if we're presented things as a fait accompli where you have to vote for it in order to do the claims process, then really we've lost our power of the purse. We don't have any power then if it's just we got to rubber stamp everything that comes up because the bus is on its way here. So there's a brokenness in the process when we only find out about it, like as Councilman Stokes made the point, after it's all said and done. So we have to, it's a problem that we have to address in our processes that allow it to get to a situation like this.
Councilwoman Clay.
I hadn't been on this council long, but I think what we're saying is unique, because if we are sitting here saying we don't know what we're voting on, of what we're doing, something is wrong with it. And anytime a grant is brought before us or anything, we have the responsibility to read what we're voting on. So we knew at some point that we were getting a bus this size, whether it was 3 years, 4 years ago. It doesn't make sense for us to go back and say, we didn't know or we didn't want this bus. We need to move forward as a council and do what's right and pay our bills and be respectful of what we've done, past administrations and past people. This is very, very unique to be sitting in here listening to this.
Okay, are there any other comments?
Mr. President?
Yes.
Mr. President, that's pretty talk, but it's bullshit. If we had information, then this council would have made those decisions. We don't have staff. The legal department does not report to the council like it should. We get information, people trying to digest what's going on. You got 30-something, we had 50-something last meeting. You don't have a chance to read all this stuff. I have a law degree. You get it to me timely, I read it, every word. But you can't find a single council member said that they knew that we were gonna pay $1 million for a bus. No way. And some of us been here a while, and that's why I was bringing that up. The mayor's office should have told us, I know this mayor wasn't there, or the CAO, of this department. $1 million for a bus, and you losing population? That makes
Okay.
sense to nobody.
Yes, I think yes, ma'am.
Sir, Councilman Clay is correct. This came across City Council in the form of a permission to apply for this grant. The vehicles and the type of vehicles was detailed in that grant when we asked for permission from council to even bid on that competitive grant. And that's what we've been doing in the past, as we've done for the transit study, the award we got last summer for $2.8 million for benches and
Okay,
shelters.
thank you.
It's all coming from you
I
all.
appreciate that, and,
Let us show it, Mr. President. We tape all meetings. Show us what she told us we finna pay $1 million for a bus. We tape every meeting.
If you look at your pack in the
No,
back
no,
of your
we ain't
pack.
talking about packet. We talking about show us what you told us that.
okay, look, we're going to draw this to a close. We have an amendment on the floor. Amendment basically is to exclude the 2 buses out of the claims. Okay, so, all in favor? Opposed? Okay, and on Ms. Lachey, Brown Thomas.
Council President.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Ms. Shanikia, make sure I post on that. I have a little delay in my raising my hand.
Thank you.
Thank
What is
you.
that? What is that vote? 2-4, so the amendment fails. Okay. Now, we're moving on to the broader question of claims. Are there any other issues involving claims? If not, all for claims and all opposed
Abstain.
and 1 abstention. Brown Thomas, she's raised her hand. Madam Councilwoman?
I vote for claims.
Okay, great. Okay, so claims does pass. Next, we on to payroll.
Order approving gross payroll, including payroll deduction claims number 34642, to make an appropriation for the payment thereof.
So moved. Second?
It's been moved and properly second. Are there any comments or questions regarding payroll? If not, all for payroll? Opposed? Okay, great. Next, we have the next item. I'll have the clerk of
Order
council.
appointing and reappointing members of the Capital City Convention Center Commission.
So moved.
Second?
It's been moved and properly second. Mayor or administration, did you want to introduce any members here?
Yes, sir.
If there's anyone in the lobby that is here for confirmation, please step inside the council chambers.
I saw Ms. Priester earlier.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, Mr. President.
We have a number of persons, we have a number of persons who are up for reappointment as well as appointment.
Okay.
We have, Mr. President, we have a number of persons who are here for appointment or reappointment. Counsel for the convention center is here. We've just heard from her, and I'd like to recognize her and have her present the members that are up for confirmation.
Okay, and before we do that, if there's any, I noticed we got several groups. If there's any group that would volunteer to step out in the lobby as we go through some of these processes, I think a lot of these issues are going to be covered towards the end of the agenda. If you're so inclined to just step out so we can have room for our nominees and their families. Okay, let's proceed with the nomination.
Do we have a list? Excuse me?
Mr. President,
Yes,
do you
ma'am.
think we could eventually meet in a bigger facility? We don't have to meet necessarily here so that everybody can be in this room at one time?
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we need to look
I
at
think that's a
new
good
meeting
idea,
place.
so we can arrange an off-site meeting sometimes. But right now, I think we have two major groups here, and I think if we can get 4 or 5 representatives to stay in the meeting, I think that would be great, just for the sake of accommodating some of our guests that are volunteered for certain positions. Okay, ma'am? How you doing? Please state your name.
You press the red button, please. Yes, there you go.
Good morning. Charlene Priester. I'm the attorney for the Capital City Convention Center. And at the direction of the mayor just then, I would like to introduce Ms. Dorothy Thompson, who the mayor's, with his brilliant guidance, has appointed to our board. Ms. Dorothy Thompson is a very well-known and prominent real estate broker in our city for many years. Most of you, if she hasn't sold you something, she's available to sell you something now. And the mayor has also reappointed Ms. Mavis James. Ms. Mavis James has served also as a prominent real estate broker here in our city, but she has served on the Capital City Convention Center for a number of years, and the mayor has appointed her to replace former Supreme Court Justice Fred Banks, who has retired from serving on the commission. Ms. James was the vice president, and she's now going to serve as president. I believe there are other appointees that were in your package, and we're very happy to have all of them and thank the city for its continuing support of the Capital City Convention Center. And I especially want to thank the mayor and his staff for their selection of these other members that will be serving on the commission. We have a good well, wait, here is Visit Jackson, Ricky Thigpen, and he may be able to tell the other other appointees.
Good morning, Mr. Thigpen.
Good morning. Ricky Thigpen, Visit Jackson. We also have present with us representing the chamber, the president of the chamber, Jeff Rent.
Please stand. Thank you.
And we also have with us represent a dual appointment representing the Restaurant Association with Iron Horse, Annie Nicholson.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you.
And I'm not sure if you recognize also Business Community Chamber, Celine Baird.
Okay. Administration, do you have any comments before we get started?
Yes, sir, Mr. President. As I'm looking at my notes here, we have Andy Nicholson, who is the general manager of the Iron Horse Grill that was just mentioned. As a new appointment, Mr. Alan Boykin, who is General Manager of the Homewood Suites in Fondren, as a new appointment. And I believe that we have, I'm looking for the third appointment, and I'm not seeing it here on the list here. This list is incomplete, but anyway, Dorothy S. Thompson is a new appointment. Celine Baird is a new appointment. Jeff Rent is a new appointment. Mr. Nesterson is a new appointment, and Mr. Boykin are new appointments. Ms. James is a returning, a reappointment. And is it Mr. Brown, Mr. Ricky, who's a new appointment also, or is he just for the Visit Jackson Board?
Who is that now?
Stephen Brown.
Yes, he's just for the Visit Jackson Board. That's the arts community representative for the Visit Jackson
Okay.
Board. And Mindy Maloof offer is a reappointment.
Yes, I'm sorry, that's the reappointment, yes. And Ms. Maloof, I don't believe is with us today, but she is well-known in this community. She's the owner of the Old Capitol Inn. And I believe those are the new appointments and the reappointments, sir.
Mr. President?
Yes.
Just a question of clarity. Mr. Thigpen, I see in the packet, did you prepare these packets? Okay, thank you. Somebody prepared these packets, and I see Stephen Brown is in here. I'm a huge Stephen Brown fan. I think he does incredible work, and always great to have educators in leadership positions. But my question is, Stephen Brown is not listed on our order. Are we voting on Stephen Brown today?
Councilman Drew Martin, City Attorney, he's not listed on the order either. If he is part of the slate and was inadvertently left off, then I recommend an amendment to add him to the slate for this order.
Okay, are there any other amendments? Is there anyone else we need to add while we make it?
Wait, I'm sorry. Are there two separate items? So item 18 is
I believe Mr. Brown would be.
on item 19.
He's on
18 and
item number 19.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so were we able to get, I know I had requested resumes or information about the folks on item 18. Were we able to get any of that information, or is their presence here today designed to answer some of those questions?
Now, I directed staff to send appointments, the resumes of all the folks up for confirmation to members of the council before this meeting. I thought you all received them last night.
Were they were emailed?
Yes, Shanikia Jordan, Clerk of Council. Everything that we receive, you should have at your seats now. There's another packet with a picture on it that should be for.
Oh, these are two separate?
Yes, that's correct. Just one. That
Okay.
goes together, and then the other one goes together.
Let's take the names one at a time. Is it included in this order? Is everyone included in the order? Do we require an amendment?
There are two, Drew Martin, City Attorney, there are two separate orders, as it turns out. Mr. Brown, for example, is in item 19. Between the two orders, I believe that all names are listed.
Okay, very well then. Let's go ahead and.
They are for different appointments to different commissions.
For clarity purposes, what you have is your Convention Center Board appointments, and you also have your Visit Jackson appointments. Some of the appointments overlap, and that's why I believe Councilman Parkinson's question regarding that particular individual, he's with the Visit Jackson appointment and not the Capital City Convention Center.
Okay.
But, so we are doing, in item 18, we are voting on 8 appointees or reappointees. And these are so when we requested information, this is what we've got for those. Okay.
Okay, are there any other comments?
Question.
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you. Mr. Mayor, I'm gonna support all these appointments. I don't know most of them, but I've gone to the Iron Horse Grill many times, and I think what they bring to this city is great, second to none. At one time, we used to try to get certificates for people coming out of this city, state, and country, so they'll know that we appreciate them coming to Jackson. Hotel and Fondren, you can't get in there during Jackson State football. The quality and everything is just that great and that good. So some of these appointments are pretty good, and especially when you think about how important the convention center is for this city. And I hate to keep beating the drum for Peter Tableson, but I can remember when they first created the convention center, they said it was the state of Mississippi. It was Peter Tableson, Sarah O'Reilly Evans that fought them to make sure it was Jackson Convention Center, because everybody had said, okay, it's the states. And the only reason Jackson have these appointments and these people who are going to serve to keep the dream alive, because of people like Peter Tableson, Sarah O'Reilly Evans, who told the state of Mississippi, no, this is ours. Thank you. So I support every one of these. Thank you.
Okay, any other comments? Yes, Councilman Foote.
Thank you, Mr. President. I know most of the people being nominated here, and I'm more than satisfied with the board members, but I just want to make one statement, and that is that for budgetary reasons, it's absolutely critical that the convention center, the visitors, Visit Jackson, and Thalia-Mara Hall perform at a high level. It's just absolutely necessary that they perform at a high level so we can get through the budget situation that the city faces. Thank you so much.
And, Mr. President, to that point, let me just make a brief remark that as it relates to Visit Jackson, which is the Jackson Convention and Visitors Bureau, but we call it Visit Jackson, Mr. Thigpen is a nationally recognized leader in the tourism industry. He's bringing much support and attention in a positive way to the city. And under his leadership, Visit Jackson has consistently won state as well as national awards for its management, its leadership, and its position as it relates to tourism. Mr. Thigpen also just recently announced to me that in 2028, the city of Jackson is going to be one of the stopover points for the Olympics. For the torch, the running of the torch around the country. And that's, not every city gets that opportunity. As it relates to the convention center under Ms. Cherie Miller, we went from 2 or 3 years ago of a deficit in excess of $700,000. Our deficit last year was $55,000. And also under her direction, we have generated revenue since January 14th when the the Thalia-Mara Hall reopened, which we also operate. We've enjoyed revenue in the black of more than $500,000. So I think that we're in good hands.
All right.
Thank you so much. And I'm sure if you need someone to carry the torch, Councilman Stowe probably, he'll be willing to do that and pass it on to the next person.
An inch or two, I can't.
Okay, thank you very much. Clerk of Council, could you please read those names once more that we'll be voting on? Okay. Parkinson, do you have them available?
I got them available.
Okay. sure we recognize those individuals that's willing to serve.
Okay, number 1, Mindy Melfo Effort. Number 2, Ellen Boken. Number 3, Glenda Barner. Number 4, Andy Nesson. Number 5, Jeff Rent. 6, Salem Bayard. 7, Mavis James, and 8, Dorothy Thompson for
Excellent.
number 18.
So move.
I think we've already got it on the floor, but we certainly appreciate those votes. Let's go ahead and vote. All in favor? Opposed? Okay, she voted in favor. It's unanimous, right? Okay. We thank those individuals for stepping up and volunteering. Certainly appreciate
Mr.
it.
President,
Yes.
Attorney Priest is a world-renowned runner. And, you know, a lot of people, when you see people who can run and still participate, you know, you need to pat them on the back. You had that birthday like Kenny Stokes. You talking about run, I can't walk fast. So, I just want to say thank you, keep up the good work, and, you know, don't stop. Remember when you first started participating, and then you went to Boston, if I remember right, and you're running Boston.
Not quite Boston yet, but I will tell you that I appreciate that comment more than anything else. It's hard at 75 to steady be running like this.
Congratulations.
So thank you very much.
Wow.
My buddy is sitting next to you there. That's
She
who
running.
ran in Boston. All right, thank you all very
Thank
much.
you.
God bless you.
Thank you. Okay, next item, please. And are there any other changes to the agenda that I need to be aware of? Okay.
18.
Now we're going to 19.
Order confirming the appointment of certain members of the Jackson Convention and Visitors Bureau pursuant to Senate Bill Number 3328, 2026, regular session.
So move.
Second?
It's been moved and properly second. Do we have an introduction here to these individuals? Microphone.
Yes, Mr. President, Mr. Alan Borkin is nominated to, that is the Ricky, Mr. Borkin is the convention, excuse me, the Visit Jackson appointment, correct? And he is the manager of Homewood Suites in Fondren Medical District. That hotel probably has the highest occupancy of any hotel in Jackson right now. He's doing a good job leading that institution.
Okay. We'll go around the table. Any comments, sir? Mr. Parker?
Just to be clear, we're voting on a suite of individuals for this particular item. Is that correct?
Sorry?
You mentioned Mr. Boykin. I just want to be clear. We're voting on a suite of individuals, not just Mr. Boykin for this particular item.
We've already voted on the convention center nominees. As I understand it, you've already voted on them. Mr. Borkin is singularly up, if I'm not mistaken. These appointments, because they overlap, they're sometimes a little confusing. So let me recognize Mr. Thigpen to bring some clarity to that.
Yeah, Ricky Thigpen, Visit Jackson. So the legislation that creates us requires that the hotel and the restaurant representatives serve on as dual appointees on both the commission and on the Visit Jackson Board of Directors. So they serve on both commissions.
So there's 6 individuals here. Most of them are already on the board, and so this item is just merely putting Mr. Boykin on the board?
Adding him to the Visit Jackson Board. You just voted on the Convention Center Commission.
So like Stephen Brown's already on the board, and John Miller and Glenda Barner, they're already on the board?
Okay, Mr. Nessenson, Mr. Boykin, and Ms. Thompson, Mr. Beard, Mr. Rent, Mr. Nessenson, and Mr. Boykin are new. And Ms. Glenda Barner, Mavis James, and who was the third reappointment? Mindy Maloof are the reappointments.
But I'm not voting on this. I'm voting on that. Like,
Okay, so,
Ms. James, Ms. Varner, and Ms. Maloof are reappointments. The others are new appointments.
Ms. James, I don't have anything about Ms. James.
I think she was just up, or we introduced her earlier.
Yeah.
Her biography was inadvertently left off, but Ms. James has been a member of the Convention Center Board for at least a dozen years.
Since the beginning.
Okay.
So-
City Attorney?
For clarification, on item 19 is the appointments and reappointments to Visit Jackson. John Miller is being reappointed, Mindy Maloof Alford is being reappointed, Alan Boykin is a new appointment per the information we were provided, Glenda Barner is a reappointment, Andy Nessenson is a new appointment, and Stephen Brown is a new appointment. That's the information that we provided in the order.
So we heard other names there too. Those names are not being considered for this particular item?
They were either inadvertently left off or they weren't provided to us,
Or
but they're not in the order.
Presumably, we're not voting on the entire board.
Correct,
So
just on these
presumably,
six.
some of those names might have been people that are already on the board and they're not up for either.
Correct, correct.
Continue.
There are terms that are not expiring that don't need reappointments right now.
So we are considering though, not merely Mr. Boyd, we are considering the 6 individuals who you just named.
Yes,
Some of which are new appointees, some of which are returning appointees.
that's correct.
And the bios that we are provided. So like, we don't have a bio, for example, for John Miller. We don't have it, okay. Okay.
Okay. Are there any questions before we address this? Questions or comments? Okay, if not, all in favor? Opposed? Okay. Congratulations, and thank you so much for service, and going that extra mile to work with the city and help the city move forward. We have one more confirmation, item 20, and then we're going to move item 23 up as well. Are there any more confirmations that we need to?
What was the vote, Mr. President, on the last?
Yeah, it was unanimous. Okay, next item, please.
Order confirming the mayor's appointment of Bishop Ronnie C. Pruitt to the Jackson Municipal Airport Authority Board.
So moved.
Second?
It's been moved and properly second. Mayor, did you want to introduce?
Yes, sir, Mr. President. Bishop Ronnie Crudup is the senior pastor of New Horizon Church International. He has an impeccable reputation in the community as a faith-based leader. He's also an outstanding businessman. He has previously served as the president of the Jackson Redevelopment Authority. He currently serves as the president of Downtown Jackson Partners. We think that his leadership will bring an outstanding stature to an already excellent Jackson Municipal Airport Authority Board, and I highly recommend him for the position. And he's, again, well-known in this community, and I think each and every one of us has a relationship with him in some form or fashion, and would like to offer him up for confirmation.
Yes, sir. Okay, we'll start this time with Councilman Foote and move this way.
I don't have any questions. Bishop Crudup, thanks so much for your willingness to serve and all the service you've done before this time.
Councilman Stokes.
Thank you, Mr. President. I got about an hour worth of questions, but we're just glad. I guarantee you that he would not do anything to embarrass or sell out this board. He's gonna listen to everybody that has an opinion. Now, we haven't agreed on a lot of things, but we have agreed on some things. And I heard his wife at a church burning for Councilman Parkinson. They were burning the mortgage, and the wife was speaking about her husband and how they met and everything. And it was warm. I knew his brother, Bobby, real, and I know Bobby gone to heaven, but Mr. Crudup, the father, the family. You know, they have been people that loved the Georgetown community, had a chance to even worship with them at Pleasant Green Baptist Church out in Clinton. That go way, way back, and we have family members buried together. So I have no problem saying that on this airport board, he's going to do a wonderful job, and that they're going to fight and do what need to be done to send us in a positive direction with the airport. Thank you.
Absolutely. Councilman Parkinson.
I appreciate your service, Bishop Crudup. You know, Jan is the busiest airport in the state of Mississippi. It's a tremendous asset to the entire Southeast, and it's Jackson's. Jackson helped create it, Jackson invested in it, and Jackson has made it what it is today. I hope our attorney has set y'all up for success in that fight, but it's a continuous fight. So we hope that your leadership will help the city of Jackson and help the airport authority. I'm sure it will. Your bona fides speak for themselves. I'm happy to support this, and I thank you for your service.
And I'll also just add to that, Mr. President, towards Councilman Parkinson's remarks. We just finished a major court battle, and the matter is before Judge Reeves now. I think we're having to put briefs together in the next a couple of weeks, after which Judge Reeves will render his decision in the coming months. But we believe in the future of Jackson running its own airport. And toward that end, the Jackson Municipal Airport Authority just recently issued a request for proposals and qualifications for potential public-private partnership partners who will help to bring investment to the airport and to also try to take us to a whole nother level as it relates to airport operations.
Amen.
And we think that Bishop Crudup will also play a vital role in the leadership of that board as they contemplate and consider these requests for proposals.
Okay, thank you so much. Do we need to go through another round? Okay.
I'll just quickly say, I've heard longer-term plans to take the two terminals and sort of find a way to merge them. I hope that you'll be part of the leadership to make that happen. I think that's a great idea. I think it could expand service, make it a better visitor experience, dining options, all of those stuff. So I hope that we can work to make that happen.
Mr. President?
Yes.
And what was that, 2 terminals?
You know, right now we have the one side that you go to like for Southwest, and then you have another side that's completely separate. And there's been plans to unite it, so you go through one security point and can get to any of the gates there. And that just expands dining options. You can bring in potentially international flights. You can bring in, there's more you can bring in. So I think it's a wonderful plan, and I would love to see that come to
And
fruition.
that's the purpose of the request for proposals.
Okay, thank you so much. And my comment, Bishop Crudup, we go way back. I remember when your first church was over there across from the Belvedere Apartments, and I came to visit you occasionally. And then you worked with the city in a lot of different capacities, mainly advisory roles and leadership roles. Looking at our airport, yes, I do, we need to press forward with development. And I think your CEO over there, Ms. Rosa Beckett, she has a lot of good plans and a lot of good ideas. Also, we need to look at, always looking for low-cost carriers. And also, what I tell my representative when he is up, or she is up, and that is, let's make sure we pay attention to the legal aspects, the purchasing rules and so forth. But I would be remiss if I did not recognize, now you're going to be representing Ward 6, and Councilwoman Brown Thomas, if you have any comments, I'd love to hear it at this point.
Thank you. No, I don't have any comments, but I thank you for wanting to serve on the board.
Okay. There's no further comments. All in favor? Opposed? Okay. Congratulations, sir. Is there anyone here that you want to recognize?
No, let me just say that I thank, once again, the mayor and each of you for your vote. I'm going to do what it takes to make this city proud, serve you well, and make sure that our airport stays our airport.
Absolutely.
And that it prospers.
Yes.
Economic development is my thing, as some people have said these days. And that airport is a tremendous asset for us, and we're going to make sure it yields even more.
Okay, very well.
Thank you for your trust.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Okay, let's give it up for Bishop Crudup.
Bring the wife next time.
Okay, I would like to invite folks that went out in the lobby, please come back in. We do have some seats available now that we've gotten a lot of our appointments out of the way. If you want to come back in, there's plenty of seats available here. Next, we have the next item, please. Yes, the resolution, please.
Resolution of the City Council of Jackson, Mississippi, highly applauding Ms. Rita Brent, vibrant ambassador who advances quality of life through innovative presentation. Whereas the City Council of Jackson, Mississippi, in highest tradition, accords richest commendations to persons who enrich the lives of others through innovative efforts. And whereas the talents of the highly awarded comedian, musician, and military veteran, Ms. Rita Brent, were nurtured and fashioned by a doting mother, Dr. Angela Weathersby, throughout Baptist churches in Jackson, Mississippi. Rita served the country as a drummer and surgeon in the 41st Army Band, further building a broadcasting career studying at Jackson State University. She has forged her way to a well-loved host and producer with Mississippi Public Broadcasting and currently a contributor of the Ricky Smiley Morning Show. And whereas Ms. Brent has appeared on CNN, Comedy Central, True TV, Circle TV, additionally, she often tours with comedians such as Ricky Smiley and Cedric the Entertainer. She has garnered many citations, 73rd Prime Emmy Awards, Grammys Music Care, Music Choice Award, and the Mark Twain Prize for American Humor. And whereas very pronounced in her musical pieces, Kamala, Can You Rock Me Like a Pothole, Do the Hoochie Daddy, one we find a blend of comedy, music, and social activism. Her specialty is performing parodies that bring lightheartedness to serious issues viewed by many via social media. And whereas In the Dream of a Lifetime came true in fruition in January 2025 when Rita commenced Late Night with Rita Brent, aired on Fox 40. This show reached high ratings from a large volume of viewers during its first season. In May 2026, Late Night with Rita Brent won the first Southeast Emmy for a talk program, long-form content. And whereas in honor and memory of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority, Inc., a singular talent comedian, writer, musician, veteran, and talk show host, Ms. Rita Brent is a shining star of culture, joy, and purpose. Now be it resolved that Councilman Kenneth I. Stokes and his council colleagues accord Ms. Rita Brent highest commendations for invigorating and enlightening the lives of others through her spirit of humorous ambassadorship, done this 11th day of August 2026.
Thank you so
All right.
much.
Yeah.
I told Rita that I'm looking for a wife. She started laughing. You know, when you think of Walter Payton and Robert Zia, Deion Sanders, and Medgar Evers, Charles Evers, Dr. John Peoples, Cornell Warner, they called the Snake, Mississippi Mass Choir, Dr. Jerry Young. You think about a lot of people who put Mississippi on the map, and you must consider Rita Brent as one of those soldiers. She has put Mississippi on the map in a positive way. She has never, ever embarrassed the state of Mississippi. People know us all over the world because of Rita Brent. I had a chance to do a show. Her mother called me. She said, "We family, so you can't say no." That's what family has always done for each other. That's what they continue to do for each other. And for her to tell the world that she's from Jackson, Mississippi, is something special. People can be right out of Jackson and say they're from Chicago. read on behalf of the city of Jackson. And I ask all councilmen, please come up, because mayor, everybody come up and say something, because this our home girl. On behalf of the city of Jackson, we'd like to present you this resolution, telling you, thank you for doing a wonderful job, making this city a great city. Somebody stopped me, I know my brother listens to you all the time in Houston, and he said you got 2 awards that people don't really talk about. I know you're gonna say something about it, but everybody's so proud of you. Continue the good work, say some words of encouragement to us all.
Sure.
And introduce Mama you get.
Yes, my family and friends and church members, y'all just wave your hands. Thank you for being here, my partner. First of all, let me say, it is way more intense in here in person than it is on TV. This has to be what the O.J. Simpson trial felt like. So I won't pussyfoot around. I'll just say, first giving honor to God, who's the head of my life. This is my lovely mother here, Dr. Angela Weathersby, and my friend and supporter, Yolanda Singleton. Thank you so much to the city for this incredible honor. I honestly was not going to come here at first because I thought I was getting in trouble for teasing Kenny Stokes all the time. I literally called somebody a hog head lying. Never mind. But seriously, this means so much to me. I have been blessed to travel all over the country. I literally just got back in town from touring with Cedric the Entertainer on the East Coast. I've been blessed to perform and write, make television, make music, and tell jokes. But there is something so special about being recognized by the people in the community that made you and know your story. I don't take it lightly. I also want to acknowledge that nobody accomplishes anything alone. One of my professors, Dr. Mark Henderson, shared this quote. He said, "No man is an island." And I couldn't have gotten where I am today without my loving family, dedicated friends who need to go back to work, so I'm going to wrap this up. My brilliant partner, and honestly, some low-interest rate business loans. I couldn't have got here without it. So to every person who's bought a ticket and shared a video, prayed for me, encouraged me, or asked, "Ain't you that lady from the car commercials?" Thank you. You are part of this moment. I promise and vow to keep representing the city with excellence, optimism, and integrity. I am Jackson born, Jackson built, and Jackson proud. And now that I have an official resolution from the city, I think we should consider just go ahead and resolving all my unpaid parking and speeding tickets. All in favor? No? All opposed? But yeah, I would like to see y'all at my Emmy Award-winning late night show Friday, August 28th at the Jackson Convention Complex. I have officially brought the late night show to downtown Jackson. So, yeah.
We're so proud. We are so proud. Thank you for everything you do and represent. You bring out the best of us. You bring it out with humility and humor. And we're just so grateful that you're part of us. You're part of our mess. Okay.
And Mr. President, if I might say, in recognition of Rita Brent and her winning, and when I made the presentation the other day, I called it a Grammy, but she won an Emmy for Late Night with Rita Brent. That's a major accomplishment for anyone, especially someone as young as Ms. Brent is. But we made a presentation on her behalf and issued her a proclamation in Fondren several weeks ago, and we even declared that particular day to be Rita Brent Day, and she said, where's my key? But we are so proud of you, Rita, and we really are appreciative that you have decided to stay in Jackson, and you can do your comedy, and you can have the impact you're having from anywhere in the world, and you've decided to do it right here in Jackson, Mississippi, and we really are very appreciative of you for that.
Well, I think Grammy's next, and just go full EGOT. Let's just wrap them all up. A lot has been said about your comedy, and rightfully so. It's phenomenal, and it brings joy and life to a city that sometimes has struggles and trials and tribulations. You lift our spirits up. But I'll also note your many other talents. I mean, you are a hard-hitting journalist. You have a serious side of your work as well. And what impresses me most about is how charitable you are. You are constantly going to events to support support various causes. And as busy as you are, it could be easy to say no, but you always make time for Jackson and the issues that are important to Jackson. And if for nothing else, you got our deputy clerk to enter doo-doo into the official minutes, and that's going to be forever. So thank you.
All right, let's give it up.
Thank y'all again. Thank you so much.
Bring it to the picture.
Oh, picture, yes.
If you don't mind, Councilman Stokes. No, no.
Mr. President, I understand why Kenneth I. Stokes is so dressed up today.
That's right.
And Councilman Stokes, I asked her to do another joke on Councilman Stokes, and she said, nah, she's out. So you're saved for a day. Okay, let's move on to our next item.
Resolution of the City of Jackson supporting the designation of Albemarle Hall as a Mississippi landmark.
So moved. Second?
It's been moved and properly seconded. Is there any discussions? If not, all in favor? Opposed? Okay.
7.
It was 6-1. Okay. Next item, please. Please read the item number.
22,
Okay.
order authorizing the payment of professional association dues for fiscal year 2026-2027 for the American Public Transportation Association.
So move.
Second?
It's been moved and properly seconded. Are there any comments, questions? If not, all in favor? Opposed? Okay. Item passed. Next item.
Order number 23, order authorizing mayor to execute a memorandum of understanding with Jackson River District Partnership for Jackson River District donation and project coordination.
So move.
Second?
It's been moved and properly seconded. We had a lively discussion on this item yesterday, but let's see if there's any follow-up questions. Councilman Parkinson.
Mr. President, I move that we replace this order with the order provided by legal.
Okay.
Order.
There's an order provided by legal.
It should have been on your,
It should be item 23.
he mentioned there was
It's an
terms.
update. Okay. So would you explain the amendment, please?
Yes, Terry Williamson, Office of the City Attorney. There were several amendments that will need to be made as a result of some negotiations that were ongoing at the time that we put this on the agenda, and some several points that changed in the MOU, although the main point of the MOU is the same. The main change is going to be in the term of the agreement. Initially, as it was presented, it was a 3-year, I believe it was a 3-year term that was renewable by a mutual agreement of the parties. In discussing this with the Jackson River District Partnership, because of the fundraising that they're going to be doing around this, they needed some more continuity in order to be able to do that fundraising effectively. So the term is going to be an initial term of 3 years that will automatically renew at the end of that 3 years unless either party, says they no longer want to continue with it. So it's an automatically renewing term. Now, if at any point during this, when this agreement is in place, either party has the ability to terminate it on 30 days' notice. So the council's not in any way locked into that agreement with that renewal period. It just makes it easier for the Jackson River District Partnership to, raise funds for the work they're going to be doing.
Okay, thank you. Colleagues, any questions or comments? Councilman Stokes.
Thank you so much. Mr. President, this item could be something good for this city. That's why it's important we know who all's going to be on this board and everything else. I want to support this item because I have never seen Director Junior bring anything forward that wasn't inclusive. If this project continues to be inclusive, then most places you see and hear of have something similar to a riverfront. And some say that a riverfront in Jackson, a lot of people treat the Pearl River as though it's not a river, and it is. Where some years ago, it was proposed to have a casino. And some still think it might happen. So I take this as a riverfront development, which would grow the whole downtown area. That's what I think it is, and if it's not, I hope somebody will correct me if it's set up to be anything other than that.
As far as what this partnership plans, I'll let Travis Crabtree, who's the co-chair of that nonprofit corporation, kind of explain what their vision is.
Yeah, so my name's Travis Crabtree. I'm an urban planner and landscape architect. I'm one of the chairs on the Riverfront District. Terrence Richardson is also with me. We've got 5 board members. 3 of them are made up of local stakeholders in the south downtown area. So WLBT, a couple of other Ted Fortenberry, Jack Pickering, and Clay Hayes. So those are sort of the 5 people that are helping to lead this effort. So they've got, they've seen this area sort of degrade in south downtown for a long time. One reason I think it's really important for us to focus on this area is, as I was explaining yesterday, I-55 cuts off a lot of Jackson from the Pearl River whenever we installed it in the 60s. So once we cut off access to the river, pedestrians and people couldn't come and access the river. There's only one accessible point to go and visit the Pearl River in the city of Jackson right now out of the whole 22 miles that it runs through, which is LaFleur's Bluff State Park, different from the Children's Museum, and you have to pay $4 to get to it, so it's not very accessible. We think it's really important to connect downtown to the Pearl River and to have views of the Pearl River and views of our city and make it a publicly accessible park. Our goal is just to create a green space, walking trails, to change the topography a little bit, to provide big views, have big events sort of on the river. You could imagine having your fireworks show there, your annual fireworks show there, And really, I mean, it's just trying to be an accessible public space for all of the city. And when you look at it, it's centrally located from north, west, and south Jackson to where this is the center point. A lot of the time, a lot of this investment is really being concentrated in the northeast Jackson area on all these different park projects. This is really more of the confluence of all the sort of different areas coming together. So, you know, my goal is to continue to fundraise and grant write for this. I do a lot of different public-private partnership parks in Jackson. We're working on Ferris Street, this museum trail project where we're trying to connect downtown Jackson and connect West Jackson and South Jackson sort of in with the trail system. So our goal is ultimately to lead all these sort of different trail systems into this centralized park where Jackson really started with Louis LaFleur landing at this outpost.
Have you been to the river from the city-owned property?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Mayor, do they still have a copy of that casino plan? Did they leave it, or, you know, different mayors may have taken it? So that casino.
So this specific site right here is not developable because it was a landfill for a long time for the fairgrounds when it was built. I think the other city-owned property that you're talking about is close at northern of the levee. So that
Close to Channel 3.
That's right.
Yeah, you go in there, you can get to the whole river and everything. But I would hope they left the plan, Mr. Mayor.
We have not seen a
that's what I'm
plan, but we have been having some discussions, informal, with a group of investors who might be still trying to tinker with the idea of a resort.
I'm a supporter of one, Mr.
But I
Mayor.
would, well, if I could say this, Mr. President, I believe that this is a game changer for the city of Jackson. As Mr. Crabtree has mentioned, every great city that is near water uses water as part of their development purposes. In addition to, in this case, the primary purpose is flood control with the Rankin Hines Flood Control District. And this project, while it is connected to the Rankin Hines Flood Control District, will go forward whether we get the Rankin Hines Flood Control District to fruition. But this opportunity is to bring the river into downtown Jackson, where you can see it, you can engage with it, interact with it through a riverfront park development where folks can walk, bike, jog the area. It contemplates an outdoor amphitheater, but it also contemplates development around the riverfront park to where hotels, restaurants, residential structures, art studios, whatnot. It becomes a living, breathing instrument to help us grow and develop downtown Jackson. I think it's a game changer for our city. I think it will help us get further along the way to creating a destination in downtown Jackson, Mississippi, and that will benefit the entire city in terms of generating revenue and also having a place where all Jacksonians and other visitors will have an opportunity to visit.
Okay, thank you. Councilman Parks?
I move that we replace I didn't hear from the others, but I just wanted to
Yeah,
bring that
keep
up.
us on track,
I
yeah.
move that we replace the item with the item provided by legal.
Second.
Okay, it's moving properly second that we take the amended item and replace it with the one that we were delivered previously. Is there any other questions before we vote? If not, all in favor? Opposed? Okay, so we have the amended item on the table now. Any comments? I just have one, and that is, I want to make sure we tease this out from the bigger question down the road of the One Lake, or whatever they're calling it nowadays, the One Lake projects. I'll use that for lack of a better term. And so, because that's going to involve a lot more discussion. So this is solely on this park itself.
That's correct. And if you look at the front cover of this image, this is what the Pearl River looks like today. This is at flood stage earlier this year when we took this drone image. So, this park can function entirely separate from the flood control project.
Right.
But we would like to see, we don't want to have to wait on the 1,700-acre project in order to create access for Jacksonians to the river.
Understood. Thank you. Any other questions, colleagues, comments? If not,
Mr. President, I'll just say, as per our discussion yesterday, we will be working with the Rankin Hines Flood Control District to get a briefing of that project for the city council so that folks will be brought up to speed on exactly what's going on with that project, which is separate from this project.
Right, and that's what I wanted to make sure that the folks know, that other projects is going to require a lot more discussion and a lot more input, so, moving forward. Okay. Yes,
This
Councilman
project
Clay.
is just trails, basically.
Yes, ma'am. It's basically just regrading the land and doing a little bit of clearing to where you can have views and create trails. And, the idea is this will help catalyze future economic development within the area. But yeah, it's mostly just
It's
parks and
nature.
trails.
I got you.
Nature, yes.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Are there any other comments? Okay. If not, all in favor? Opposed? Okay. Congratulations. We
Thank you,
passed. Yes.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, next item, please.
Order authorizing the mayor to execute a memorandum of understanding with the Jackson Public School District for the use of a city-owned swimming pool for Jackson Public Schools swim team practices.
So moved. Second.
It's been moved and properly second. Is there any discussion, comments? Okay. If not, all in favor? Okay. Okay. And item 25.
Order authorizing the submission of a federal laser light show variance application and associated reports for the McNair Davis Planetarium.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and properly second. And we have Councilwoman Brown. We want to recognize her and her vote. Do you have a comment, Councilman Brown Thomas?
Are y'all able to get her votes?
Okay.
I do not.
So she's text. Okay, great. Okay. All in favor? Opposed?
That's on 25.
Yes, sir. The light show, laser light show. Okay. What was the vote count? 7-0. Okay. Next item, please.
Order ratifying payment for services performed by the Crawford Electric Supply Company, LLC, and approving payment for services performed at the Jackson Zoo in the amount of $408.16.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and properly second. Ms. Junior here. Do we have any questions from our colleagues? Okay. If not, then all in favor? Opposed? Okay, and I'd like to publicly wish Ms. Junior a happy birthday.
Hey, happy
Today is her
birthday. Yes.
Now, party after the meeting.
Yeah, leave. Go get some cake. Yeah.
Okay, next item, please.
Order accepting the renewal proposal by IVS Inc. doing business as Angel Track to provide a hosted server, online surveillance management software, and preventive maintenance services at a cost not to exceed $29,608 for a period of 12 months.
So moved.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second. Are there any comments, questions? If not, all in favor? Oppose, abstain? Okay. So vote 7-0. Okay. Next item, please.
Order authorizing acceptance of the renewal proposal and related documents with 9280-0366 Quebec Inc. doing business as Transit Royale to provide all-in-one mobile transportation app for the transportation system, J-Tran.
So moved.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second. Is there any discussion? If not, all in favor? I'm sorry, abstain? Okay. Okay. Okay, what was that vote?
601.
601, okay. Next item, please.
Order authorizing the submission of 4 separate SF-424 applications seeking CDBG, ESG, home, and HARPA funds, together with applicable action plans, and authorizing the mayor to execute related certifications for the project period October 1st, 2026 through September 30th, 2027, and further authorizing the mayor to execute documents necessary for the receipt of funds awarded.
So moved.
Second?
It's been properly moved in second. Is there any discussion? If not, all in favor?
I'm going to abstain, Mr. President.
Okay. Next item, please.
Order ratifying the emergency procurement from Universal Services LLC for the replacement of a boiler and associated auxiliary equipment at the Medgar Evers Library.
So moved.
Second?
It's been moved and properly second. Any comments? Councilman Foote.
So this is money to replace the boiler at a library. Is this coming from the library maintenance funds that we set up? I'm sorry, is this the $70,000 or $74,000? Is this coming from the library maintenance funds that we set up, or where's the source of the $74,000?
Any one from administration can address that? Okay.
Peter Tagerson, CAO. Well, the CFO, while the CFO pulls up the source of the funds, this is the boiler that was needed when we went over there and repaired the air conditioning at Medgar Evers. And as this council will recall, we had a delay in repairing the air conditioning because there had been air conditioning that had been done here at City Hall that we had to resolve. So all this is a part of that project. All the work has been done. The library is reopened, and prayerfully, we will not have any major issues at that library with respect to HVAC for a decade or more, as long as we do our maintenance.
A decade,
Thank
or
you.
a decade or more. Wow, that's good. Anything to add there, Director Anderson?
Lorenzo Anderson, Public Works Director. To answer the question where the source of funds, the $74,000 coming from the Modernization Tax Fund.
Modernization tax fund, okay.
Yes.
So the maintenance, I guess my follow-up question would be, we set up this maintenance fund so the libraries could take care of these and be more proactive in fixing their problems. What is the barrier, or what is the, rule as to when they turn to the city for money or modernization tax money versus when they use their own funding source? Is there a dollar amount, and how's that set up?
That would go back to the creation of the Jackson Hines Library System, the document that governs this system. And in that document, Councilman Foote, it says what repairs are the responsibility of the city or the county or the suburbs, depending on where the physical location is, and then what costs are borne by the system. We can certainly recirculate that agreement to as we've got, I think the library is on Friday. We will recirculate that agreement, because I think those questions are good questions and probably should also be addressed Friday at the budget hearing.
That's a good idea. Thank you.
Okay, Councilwoman Brown Thomas?
Thank you. I just have one question. Is there any update on my library that's next to the Key Elementary School? What's going on with that, or what's the status?
Again, I think, Councilwoman Thomas, I think that the library system will be prepared to answer those questions on Friday at their budget hearing. They know that all of the remaining locations in Jackson are important, and my understanding from talking with the board chair and vice chairs, they're prepared to address all of the locations, whether open or closed, with the council during the budget hearings.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay. Any further comments? If not, all in favor? Opposed? Okay. So opposed. Okay, good deal. Next item, please.
Order ratifying the emergency procurement from Upchurch Services LLC for the replacement of one chiller at the city-owned Mississippi Museum of Art building.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and properly second. Are there any comments or questions? If not, all in favor? Opposed? Abstain? Okay.
601.
Yes, please, Clerk of Council, please read out the results. 6-1, yes.
6-1, okay.
Okay, next, please.
Order authorizing the mayor to execute a preliminary engineering services contract with Integrated Management Services, Inc. for the Elton Road Improvements Project SP-7318-00001, LPA 109-854-701000, Hines County, subject to concurrence by the Mississippi Transportation Commission.
So moved.
Second.
It's been properly moved in second. Is there any discussion? Councilwoman Brown Thomas, anything?
No.
Okay. If not,
Yes, but yes, it's physically located around, but I'll just quickly thank Councilwoman Brown Thomas. She's been doing a lot of work to push this project along. Of course, I thank our Chief of Staff, Kathy Norrington, and our Public Works Director. One question I did have, I know at one point we were told the project would happen this summer, but on the latest graphic that we've seen, I think it will likely not be finished this summer. So can we just provide, assuming this item passes, when can folks expect to see, I know it's in different phases, but when can folks expect to see the work being complete?
Lorenzo Anderson, Public Works Director. You'll look to see the work being complete next year, but as far as the work getting started, design, we'll start with the execution of this contract with the design. They've already looked at and familiar with this project. We had it on the bond project, so we're trying to do a turnaround. We are working with MDOT to go through their LPA process. They did say they would expedite that. Usually that's a year and a half process, but we're not going to go with that. We're going to go try to do it within 90 days or 120 days, but that's our goal.
okay, what's an LPA process?
It's a local public agency, it's a MDOT process where you have to check off different office reviews, field reviews. Their engineers have to look at it and make sure everything ADA and federal compliant, because we are using federal dollars for this.
Very well.
Mr. President.
Yes. Councilman.
Mr. Anderson, there's some work going on Woodrow Wilson near Martin Luther King, and I see they digging. Are they gonna repay the whole street or curb and gutter? What are they doing?
Yes, sir. That's another MDOT project that we have funding for. They started the first week in August. They're working on the curb ramps right now for ADA, but we're going to pave from Mill Street Bridge all the way to MLK. So it's part of that $5 million that the council approved, the administration been working on to get that project started. I would like the public to know that we will be closing the lanes off. You have 2 lanes, and we'll probably go through the duration of the project, but we'll try to put the traffic control devices and everything. But we have to do the curbs and the ADA ramps for that project.
What's the time frame?
We're looking around 4 to 5 months.
So by the time Jackson State start football, everything should be complete?
Is it start football? No, no. Well, next year.
Okay, all right. Secondly, could we get a memo when we have these things going in our ward so we could be able to talk to the public and know what's going, let them know on, they still haven't made the pavements on Powers Avenue and Morton where they had them cuts.
Okay.
That they showed you and everything. And Jackson Water hadn't done anything with that big hole in the middle of Crawford Street near Powers.
Okay, I'll follow up with that.
Thank you, Mr.
And I'll
President.
also send out memos and everything, because we have around 50 50 projects that we're working on, and we try to go to the neighborhood meetings and try to inform the public, but we'll send something out probably frequently to everyone so you'll know the status of all these projects.
I know some of us pass out notices and that, well, if you get them to the council members, we can get copies made and get them out there and let people know.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Councilman Griselle.
Thank you. Mr. Anderson, I hate to do this because this has nothing to do with this item, but the closed bridge on Dixon Road, they have moved the barricade and people are crossing over there. I got some Facebook footage last night, so you might need to really try to secure that a little bit better.
Yes, sir, we'll go out there today.
Thank you.
And thanks for bringing that up. Again, we share a lot of these bridges across wards. Can you give us an update on all the bridges over there that's under repair? Some folks are having to drive around the city in order to get to where they're going. So they're impacted. If you don't mind, please advise us the status and the completion dates of those projects.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Councilman Clay.
Just want to thank Mr. Anderson for the work he's doing in Ward 2 and the different projects he's helped us on in the bridge in my neighborhood. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Good for you.
I would say Officer Catching Bridge around that area.
Yes.
It's not officially open, but it's open. We really haven't opened it, but we have to do a final inspection. It's safe, but we have to officially do a final inspection before you cross the bridge. So we're going to schedule that pretty soon. And Dixon Road, we are working on getting that bridge open too as well.
Just send a little memo so we can get out to our neighborhoods. Okay? Thank you, sir.
All right.
All in favor of this item? Opposed? Abstain?
Yes. No, I didn't oppose. I voted yes, yes.
Okay. Next items, please.
Order approving a software-as-service agreement between the City of Jackson and Golf Now LLC for the Pete Brown Golf Facility.
So moved.
Second?
It's been moved and properly second. Are there any comments or questions?
Question.
Yes, Mr. Stokes.
Grove Park. They're asking us, Mr. Mayor, what's the time frame to getting it open? The golf course, I know some work is gonna take place at the park, but the golf course.
Mr. Taverson may be able to speak
Yes,
to
sir.
that.
Councilman Stokes, Peter Taylorson, CAO. There's no plans with respect to the golf course. The tennis courts have been done. There's work being done on the pool. There's electrical work that needs to be done. There are plans for lighting. And probably the biggest concern, as Councilman Griselle brought to me, is the overgrown nature of the property where the golf course was. And I have directed Public Works to add that to one of our existing contracts, get that taken care of for the rest of this calendar year, the grass cutting cycle. I don't know of any additional plans for golf at this time. We probably will have additional discussions about that as we go through the budget.
But do we currently have any money budgeted or in the bank? Let me see it that way.
We got money in the bank.
For the golf course and
There's no money, to my knowledge, in the bank for the golf course at Grove Park.
okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Are there any other questions or comments? If not, all in favor? Opposed? Abstain? Okay. Next item, please.
Order authorizing payment for August 2026 for the property located at 2525 Robinson Road.
So moved.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second. Are there any questions? This is, yes, this is concerning the Margaret Alexander Walker Library. Okay?
Are we currently looking at building a library for ourselves that we own instead of renting space for a library, since a library is something that we plan to have forever?
Okay, I will say this, we brought it up in yesterday's planning meeting, but the owner has written a letter that he's willing to donate it, the library, to the city of Jackson or the Hinds County Library System. So we're in that process of evaluating the amount of maintenance it's going to take to get it up to speed and make those other decisions going forward. So is there anything else from the administration that I missed?
Peter Tableson, CAO. The library system has been in communication about the letter as well, and they are prepared to address that on Friday. They would support the city accepting the donation and would be willing to work with the city with respect to any renovations and repairs that need to be done and figure out a way that made fiscal sense to address those. So again, I would encourage you, the library system is going to be one of your better partners going forward. They fully understand the position the city is in, and they are thinking outside the box about how to work with us. So I would encourage you to follow up with these questions on Friday. I think you'll find reasonable minds are really looking at this. Thank you.
Mr. President,
Mr. Stokes.
Mr. Tableson, I love your response to that. My concern is this. Hinds County need to do more. We pay 100% of the city of Jackson taxes for this library, and we pay 70% of Hinds County portion of the library tax. The county, people live in the rural unincorporated areas, some incorporated areas, they're not paying for 30%. Somewhere down the line, that formula got to change. You know, Clinton got to do more. I don't think Clinton donate a dime to the libraries. We got to make all these other people put in, and Jackson put in a little less, because we can't continue to carry the rural areas concerning libraries, and our libraries are down or closed. So somewhere down the line, out of a new formula, we're going to have to go alone, something got to be thought about and worked out to make these libraries become something that everybody can utilize, especially monetarily. Thank you.
Councilman Stokes, I'm 100% with you. I think you advanced those positions when you were on the Board of Supervisors, and the same remains true a decade later, that the city is carrying the bulk of this system. That's one reason I responded to Councilman Foote and said I wanted to share the agreement with all of you. I think everyone needs to look at that. That agreement is 40 years old. At the time it was created, it was a state-of-the-art agreement, and in fact, the state of Mississippi ended up modeling its state legislation after the city and county agreement. But what was once state-of-the-art, we are now 40 years down the road with different realities. And we are suffering with our libraries here in Jackson when we have an engaged board and we have communities right here that want to support them. So I'm with you 100%, and we need to continue that dialogue.
Thank you.
Okay, Councilwoman Brown Thomas.
Also, I want to just thank Peter for putting it out there so people can understand what was going on with that library. And I thank you all for putting that out there.
Okay, and it's in the center of my ward, right down the street from a high school and heavily used. We need to do all we can. I'm not quite sure which direction we're going to eventually end up on, but we have to keep these libraries vital. And so that's it, moving on. Any further discussions? If not, all in favor? Opposed? Okay. Next item, please.
Order authorizing payment of full and final settlement of all claims in the matter of Jacqueline and Henrietta Davenport versus City of Jackson, Mississippi, in the Circuit Court of Hinds County, Mississippi, First Judicial District, Civil Action Number 21-400.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, it's been properly moved and second. Do we need any legal comment on this?
Drew Martin, City Attorney. This is a matter that was brought before the council in executive session some time ago for settlement authority. It took a while to get the numbers down to what we could agree to. But if the council has any questions about the case, because it's been probably a couple months since I briefed them, then absolutely I'm happy to answer them.
Okay, very well then. Are there any questions? If not, all in favor? Opposed? Abstain. Next item, please.
Resolution of the City Council of the City of Jackson, Mississippi, expressing its intent to explore appropriate locations for data center development within the City of Jackson.
So moved.
Second. Okay, it's been moved and properly second.
Mr. President, this item is one, once you read the language, we're not trying to approach or come into any neighborhood or area that feel that they do not want a data center. What we're trying to do is find areas where we might be able to look and people say this might be appropriate. I hope that the discretion will lie with the president of the council, and I'm gonna tell you what came to my mind, and it's in my ward, would be around Hawkins Field. And the reason I said that is because they already said, well, we can look at Mega Evers Airport. And along Hawkins Field, I don't know, once you start, they thought about trying to put the dog pound there many years ago, and they found out there was property that used to be a garbage dump. So it's being cut and kept by the city, but if we do not approach or violate any rules or laws that the Federal Administration, Federal Aviation Administration, feel that we have not violated the law, I hope we'll start considering. We're just considering talking. There's no homes that's really close to it. We'll have good roadway. The key thing about a data center in this city is that you cannot violate these council members' wards where the citizens may not call the mayor's office or anybody, they call these council members first. Why are they putting that over here? So hopefully we can find places, because I don't even know if a data center, I haven't talked to any data center people and nobody contacted me. So I don't even know if we have a place that they're talking about or how many acres it would take or anything else. But we need to start the conversation. Let's rule out neighborhoods that really do not want data centers. Let's rule out areas that said, no, please. And let's try to find places within this city limits. And I hope the mayor's office and president of the council will work toward talking to some of these people, because we don't know a lot about it. I don't know a lot about it. I keep hearing that Madison County is going to get $120 million. I haven't seen anything in writing, so I don't know if it's true or false. But I know we need some help with our budget. I know we need some help with the tax base of this city. I know we got swimming pools that's closed. We got libraries that's closed. Community centers that's closed. We got to find a way to either merge departments, some way to get money to make this city have an opportunity to improve it financially. Thank you.
Mr. President? I think Councilman Foote, then Councilman Griselle.
I'd just like to thank Councilman Stokes for putting this resolution forward. I think it's very constructive. Thank you.
Okay, Councilman Griselle.
All right, thank you. Colleagues, I just want to remind all of us that we are under a 6-month moratorium, and during this period, these are the types of conversations that we need to be having, because the pending ordinance creates a framework that we really need to all be pouring into to make sure that we have the best possible document on the table. Two, with respect to Hawkins Field, I do have a community, Northwest Hills Terrace, that sits at the end of one of those runways. And so even one day when the airport had a function there, I could hear the singer and the band from my house. So the houses are closer to Hawkins Field than most folk probably believe. And so these are things, again, that we need to really sit down and talk about and make sure that each one of us are informing that ordinance before we get one passed by the end of this 6-month period. Thank you.
Mr. President?
Yes, Mr. Stokes.
Now, the Hawkins Field I'm talking about It's run off Woodrow Wilson. All that is Ward 3. Now, my concern is this. We might wait 6 months because the language is that we don't have to wait 6 months because we need some money, like yesterday. So I'll make sure that we don't encroach in the residents, and if we have to purchase, whoever decide to put a data center in here have to purchase property to make sure nobody, homes and other things are going to be inconvenient. But they put the garbage folks over there. Those people that want garbage trucks, but it's there. So why can't we put something else that people want to make money with? Amen.
Okay, and I think the central discussion is to,
Mr. President?
is for us to, one moment, please, is to have a resolution where we can explore options. I don't think today we're going to narrow that down. We want to keep it open. My thoughts are, we have 200 acres at the airport, and I've discussed this with the CEO of the airport. Also, we have a huge landfill out in Byram, these places. But that's the kind of discussion, I think, the spirit of where we're going at. We're not trying to put it in particular to any ward, but I think the discussion and the exploration of those options need to be done. Councilman Griselle.
I just wanted to add, and again, I love the spirit of debate, and again, this is something that we're all going, whether it's a week or 2 or 6 months from now, whatever the case may be, we all have to work together on this. The city of Meridian has 6 data centers, and of course, they're in an industrial area. And again, I'm not opposed to data centers, but just like this, the moratorium and the pending ordinance and even this resolution kind of stipulates, we do need to be mindful in terms of what we allow in our city. Also, back to the Meridian situation, because I've called other municipalities also, nobody has yet to be able to show me a payout. We're operating actually right now on a bunch of promises. And keep in mind, too, I'm on the board of directors for the Mississippi Municipal League, and there are some things that may be coming down, and some of these cities may not be seeing any of this money like they think they're going to see it. And so we just need to be mindful of that. I am to protect all citizens' interests, and I do think that even those who may live closest to it should be made whole. But again, we need to take this time and really try to figure this out. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Griselle. Our city attorney, please, can you give us any guidelines or I know we've have put out one draft already, but we still need to do a public hearing. We need to update that draft because there are some things that I've seen that wasn't included in there that the public spoke about. So we need to continue working on that. Any dates or projected?
Drew Martin, City Attorney, I can't give you a date today, but I think once we get through budget hearings this week, this is certainly a high priority, and I know a couple of you have talked about coming in and going through things, and I've been gathering some ordinances from around the country and other areas that we can look at as well, but there isn't a new draft that's ready to be put forward anywhere yet.
Okay, and just one final thing, getting somebody with an engineering or science background to assist the legal and zoning in this effort.
I would say that having a working engineering division within Public Works would be a great help for everybody. Short of that, contracting with engineering services would be helpful. Traditionally, the city's had that, and it would be helpful certainly to consult with. We did in the past.
Okay, thank you. Okay, are there any other comments? If not, all in favor? Opposed? Abstain? And did you get her vote? Okay, what was the final vote? 5-2. Okay. Next item, please.
Order of the City Council of the City of Jackson, Mississippi to terminate the contract with MV Transportation.
So move. So move. Second.
Did anyone want to have questions concerning this? Okay, I know, but if so, then they would have to second it, okay? Because we have lack of a second.
Can't move it to second and take that, but
Yeah,
okay.
so no discussion on it, okay. Next item, please. Okay, we have discussion items.
Thank you.
Main Street.
Thank you, Mr. President. I don't know if the Public Works Director is still here. Main Street, Mr. President, we have a bridge on Main Street, and we had this item on the agenda, and the Public Works Director told me informally that it would take almost $8 million to have that bridge repaired. Can you kind of just tell everybody, Mr. Anderson, what you told us, please?
Yes, sir. Lorenzo Anderson, Public Works Director. The history of that bridge is, I think it was early 60s, mid 50s, when it was constructed. We got a report that the bridge has to be closed by the state. Now, the state does an inspection every year, and the state requested or demanded that we close that bridge in late year 2025. To replace the bridge is going to be around $6 to $8 million. We talked to consultants and we talked to contractors. The reason it's so high is because it's over a railroad track, and they have to have a flagger and have the railroad representative there as they're doing construction.
How much did you say it'll take?
Around $6 million starting.
$6 million?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Right now, we're working on a temporary, what we call resolution of doing the actual repairs of the structure. That's going to be around $300,000, but what we proposed, the state has not approved. They feel that it was, still was in danger of the public, so which I understand. So we're talking to see how we can come up with an engineering solution to at least get the bridge extended life for another 4 years, but also working on getting that funding to fund the replacement of the bridge.
Well, keeping in mind that safety for the citizens is number one.
Yes, sir.
Why would the county jump the gun in front of the city and said they're gonna have the project done and they do not have money?
I don't know, sir.
I can't hear you.
I don't know the answer to that question.
That makes no sense. The county gonna sit up there, well, we're gonna be over this and cut the city out and everything shut down and people calling us. Well, our bridge ain't open and it's your fault. The county said that. My question is, road and bridge, we pay that tax every time we get a car tag and everything else. Past years, the county used to give the city portions of that money for the city to pave streets and other things. Do we know how much, excuse me, do we know how much money that we're receiving from road and bridge, and whether or not the county is giving the city any money to a road and bridge like they did in the past? And if so, how much is budgeted?
We have to get together probably around budget to get that answer. I know they're doing some bridges in the city, giving that money directly to the city. I don't think that's the process they do. They just do the bridges themselves. They do the contract. They do the contract with the contractor. So I know they've done several bridges in the city, but we have to get together, see what they've done in the past. And
But
see
it's
if
our money. It's the city of Jackson money.
we have to talk about that in the budget. I don't know the flow of the taxes. We have to get with the CFO or to see how that money flows as far as modernization tax or county tax. I just look at the bridges and what the city funds our projects. But how the county does, I have to look into that more.
Well, that's what we're saying. That's what we were talking about earlier. The city of Jackson, not only we paying all Jackson tax money, but we paying 3/4 of the county's tax money. We pay 70% of Hines County tax. They paying 30%, but they controlling our money. Something wrong with that picture. Because they used to give the money to the city. I don't know when they stopped it or how they stopped it, but the money used to come directly to the city for the city to do things. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you for letting me have this item on the agenda.
Yes, sir.
My second item, Mr. President, is convenience stores. We have a law, Mr. Mayor, ordinance we passed many years ago, that stores open in this city 24 hours, convenience stores, must have security. It only takes 2 complaints. At that point, they must provide security. We're not talking about crackheads, talking about they got a uniform, talking about they're a security guard. We talking about real security, because on Woodrow Wilson and Powers Avenue, they just camping out there, and when they start camping out there, they're selling dope, using dope, and other things. I'm hoping that we can now get a copy of the ordinance, that we can get that ordinance enforced again with these stores. Because other stores, once they realize, start saying, well, we can't afford security, they would close down. Some of them has opened back up, and some of them have never closed, but they becoming crime havens, and they need to stop. Thank you.
Okay. Next item, the Blight Master Plan, and I'm sorry. Okay. The Blight Master Plan, basically, just an update. I think the plan is about 90% done. I've been coordinating with finance, with HR, with infrastructure on equipment needs, on personnel needs, and code enforcement on the strategy. And so this is we're moving forward with it. Hopefully, we'll have something to introduce to the administration. This was born out of a resolution passed several years ago with Mr. Foote and myself as head of a task force. And I'm really pleased, and Mayor, I certainly appreciate the use and the dedication of your staff in those efforts, and I think we have a good plan going forward. I'll bring that up to you at a later time. Litigation. Do you have anything for executive session? Okay. Well, I guess if there's no items for executive session, next item, please.
Monthly reports.
Yes.
Monthly report of privilege taxes as required according to Section 27-17-501 of the Mississippi Code annotated of 1972.
Okay, everybody get their report? Okay, show of hands. Okay, everybody's good. Okay, next item.
That's all she wrote, Mr. President.
That's it? Okay, any final announcements? Administration, do you have any announcements?
Peter Tableson, CAO. I think I've told some of you individually, but just so all of you know, I will not be here Thursday or Friday. I'm attending my first board meeting as a member of the National Conference of Bar Examiners, so I will not be here Thursday or Friday. I will listen to you. Unfortunately, I got meetings at the same time. I did look at that, Councilman Griselle. I will watch the discussions online and be prepared to jump right back in on Monday.
Well, congratulations on that appointment.
Thank you.
Mr. President,
Yes, Councilman Stokes.
I'd like to close the meeting in honor of my nephew who passed in Houston, Texas, Mr. Ernest Ray Stokes, Jr., also in honor of Mr. Charles Taylor, Dr. J.T. Smith, Miss Lisa D. Webster, Miss Brenda F. Davis, Miss Deja Evans, and Miss Tasha Fortin.
Okay, thank you, sir. Anything else? If not, meeting is adjourned.